So we're here today to talk about design. That's awesome. For the last 14 years, I've been developing new products at some of the world's leading design firms. My path to this has been a little bit eclectic. It enriches the work, but it can make conversation interesting. I tend to say things like, when I was at nuclear power school, yeah, people stop and say, what, nuclear power school? You mean like split the atom? Robert Oppenheimer? Homer Simpson? Exactly. I can't even fall back on those old standbys like, well, this isn't rocket science. I was actually a rocket scientist. Star Wars was my first job out of college. The insights that I want to share with you today actually came from that rich history. Every day as I would drive to work, commanding a Navy telecom station in Naples, Italy, I would drive far too fast along a stretch of road called the Tangenziale. In particular, I would drive far too fast through this one tunnel. And in fairness, everybody drove too fast through this tunnel. Everybody rolled up their windows too. In this very, very long tunnel, there was no ventilation. There was a ventilation system. It was very high-tech, very efficient. It was installed by a German firm and specified by the central government in Rome. It incorporated construction techniques that were not in common use in southern Italy, and it required spare parts that were not commonly available there either. It was an embodiment of a long-standing Roman tradition, the imperialistic deployment of technology. Now, I love Rome, all of Italy, in fact, but Rome is special. Rome has given us wonderful things. Rome has given us running water, roads, sanitation, the arch. Rome has given us a rich tradition of art, food, also art, and culture. Rome has given us everything that we think of as la dolce vita. But Rome has also given us this practice of pushing our technology, a specific embodiment of technology, out to the rest of the world. Now, this may work, and it may work very well if you are a country. If you are a country expanding your borders, if you are a country making an empire. But if you are a company competing in the open marketplace, it is an unsustainable position, and it is crumbling even as we speak. So how did we get here, and what do we do about it? Well, let's look at cell phones. The modern cell phone, the first world cell phone, is a true marvel. It's the latest technology, cutting-edge functionality, and an interaction model that is engaging, intuitive, seamless, at least in the culture for which it was designed. It's expensive to design and expensive to manufacture. We sell them in places like San Francisco, Paris, Berlin, London. We charge top dollar, or euro, or pound. Eventually, we make a very rational business decision to take that first world cell phone and move it to a second world market. It makes a lot of sense. The phone is no longer cutting edge, but it's not very far out of date. It should appeal, we think, to an aspirational market. We've largely recouped the costs that we invested to develop this, and so we can offer it at a reasonable price. Makes sense. Eventually, the phone is just completely passé. It's too basic, it's unattractive, but our costs are fully amortized. We can offer it cheap. So we move it to the third world. So what's the problem with this? Well, the problem is that we have only designed for one person, but we are selling to 3 people. We've left 2 people open to our competitors. And for these 2 people, we are competing on price, the definition of a commodity good. What we need to do is shift that basis of competition back to differentiation. And we need to do that in a way that is not going to cannibalize between these 3 different marketplaces. Because in reality, the first, second, and third world are no longer geographic distinctions. There are first world people in Liberia. There are third world people in Nebraska. What we need to do is to develop for each of the first, second, and third world people as people. We need to give them technology in an embodiment that is appropriate to their lives, appropriate to their environments, appropriate to their societies, appropriate to their needs. So how do we do this? It's a secret known to great designers. The key to great products is not creativity. The key to great products is empathy, active empathy. Active empathy is the deep, visceral understanding of another person's life when it is developed within somebody who is a doer, a maker. This person actively takes that empathy and crafts exactly the thing that that other person wants, that that other person needs. Active empathy. The most powerful tool for developing active empathy is focused immersion. When I teach MBA students to develop great products, I take people from a host of cultures, from India, from China, even from Italy. I send them out to experience that most American of phenomena, drive-through fast food. They go out primed, focused on immersing themselves in this one specific aspect of someone else's life. They go out with explicit instructions to see the difficulties and to imagine specific solutions that can improve the process, improve the product. After a few days, they come back inspired. They have dozens of ideas to improve the car, improve the restaurant, improve the food itself, all to make a more compelling offering for someone who is very much not themselves. Focused immersion. You can do this, and if you choose to do this, let me get you jump-started. Let me share with you my perceptions of what are the vital characteristics of differentiated, cutting-edge products for each of the first, second, and third world markets. The hyper-connected first world person, all of us. The hyper-connected first world person is done with technofetishism. What used to be a very enjoyable immersion in technology is now simply tiresome. They want products where the technology is hidden, where it is anthropomorphized, where it is immediately present at the precise moment that it is useful. We see this in everyday products like the Breville toaster, products that take interaction and move it from the touchscreen and into the behavior of the product itself, that hide the technology until it shines through in a flawless performance. We see this in life-critical products like the RP Vita, a healthcare robot that understands how best to integrate into its environment, that communicates with patients and staff largely through body language, through light, form, motion. The value-oriented second world person wants to celebrate their technology. They want it front and center and multi-purpose. The second world person wants a product like the Hyundai Solaris. It's an economy car, and its dashboard and entertainment center have all the subtlety of a Vegas review. But it's a car that's unseated the venerable Lada as the best-selling car in Russia for 2012. The resource-constrained third world person wants high tech. They want their high tech to be focused, robust, and woven into the social fabric in which they live. They want products like the BioLite home stove, which takes a thermoelectric forced draft blower and combines it with the simple fuel stove in common use. They want a product like M-Pesa, which combines the trusted shopkeep with a national cell network to move $1 billion a month, a few dollars at a time, across Eastern Africa, where the theft of physical currency is rampant. They want products like the American Red Cross radio, whose finely engineered hand crank generator actually works well and lasts, which is what I've heard from homeless people buying them in the REI store here in San Francisco. But don't just take my word for it. Go out there yourselves, practice active empathy, be the doer and the maker who immerses themselves in their customers' lives. Craft products that people love. And if you do this, you will revolutionize your business and you will revolutionize people's lives. Thank you.